Invite a Budget Blinds style consultant to show you how to transform your rooms just by changing your window coverings. Canada's #1 choice for window coverings. Visit budgetblinds.ca today.
Tonight, a family affair. The Vermilion Fair has been bringing people together for more than a century. And Cone for a Cause.
Their day-to-day life slows down a lot. Their physical movements become strained.
The Scoop and Lloydminster partnered with a local Parkinson's Foundation to raise funds.
In sports, rolling in the dough. Ray Mitsuing is still on fire as he won his 5th straight day money yesterday in Meadow Lake.
This is Newcap News with Annika Notveit.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. We begin tonight with an update from a vehicle collision from yesterday afternoon. 2 people were sent to hospital in this city after a vehicle crash around 3:30.
So far we have learned that the gravel truck was heading westbound on 12th Street and the car was heading north off of a gravel road to the intersection of 59th and 12th Street. The fire department did have to extract the driver from the motor vehicle and take them to the hospital shortly after.
The driver of the semi-truck did not have any injuries. The collision reconstruction analysts were called and the cause is under investigation. One man was shot in North Battleford last week. Around 7 o'clock on July 22nd, RCMP responded to the complaint of a shooting on 101st Street. Police say several suspects had gone to the victim's house with masks and shot a man. Battleford RCMP is asking anyone with information related to this incident to call them at 306-446-1720 or Saskatchewan Crime Stoppers. Well, it's been 3 days of rides, food and excitement in the town of Vermilion as thousands have crowded into the fairgrounds. As it wraps up this year's festivities, Jeremy Thompson takes a closer look at why they remain so popular 109 years after they began.
Every year, bright lights and bumper cars take over the exhibition grounds in Vermilion. For more than a century, folks have been gathering here to celebrate their heritage and reconnect with old friends.
I went to school here, and so I run into a lot of people that I went to school with over the years. Yeah, everybody comes back for the fair.
Although she now lives in Edmonton, Joan Seath always makes the trip east to her hometown fair.
A lot of the family comes back and they stay at my sister's place, not very far from, it's just across the tracks. And then everybody heads over to the fair, and depending on what age you are, you go to the rides, you go to the beer gardens, you go just wander around. So yeah, it's kind of a family thing.
The Midway might be what pops into your head when you think of a fair, but other than the short lines, that's not what makes Vermilion special. What does make it unique is that little bit of country flair.
For Charlotte Wasilic, that country flair is the poultry show she's been running for 3 years.
There's so many things that make the Vermilion Fair special, and this is one of them.
Organizing the show has been a lot of work.
There are a bunch of big days leading up to the fair. We sort of call it the 10 days of the fair because there's all the preparations before and after, but this is my day today for the poultry show.
Despite the workload, Wasilic gets through it with the help from her family and a drive to preserve tradition.
We're trying to keep our agricultural roots showing.
And with all the farm equipment, livestock shows, and both light and heavy horse events, the theme is evident.
When it started, it was very agriculturally based, so we want to keep that alive.
Although the lights and sounds of the Midway draw in the crowds, it's the people and their culture that keep them coming back. Jeremy Thompson, Newcap News.
Many reached into their pockets today and dished out at the Scoop, buying ice cream for a good cause. It's all in preparation for the upcoming 2015 Parkinson Alberta Step and Stride Walk this fall. $1 from every cone goes directly to the Step and Stride Fund. The money stays in Alberta to help clients as well as host specialists from the city.
We bring in speakers. It helps bring in different programming as well as funds our research.
Lauren Lowe's father was diagnosed with Parkinson's 7 years ago. Lowe says the struggle affects the whole family, and this is one way they can help out and raise awareness about the disease.
Their day-to-day life slows down a lot. Their physical movements become strained. A a lot of body tremors, just slow movement itself.
The Step and Stride Walk will be held on September 12th at Bud Miller Park. You can visit parkinsonalberta.ca for more information.